and expand space, and starts to repel them away.
And who the best teachers are in the field.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name's Zhan, and in this video I just want to talk about internal power development and who in my opinion are some of the best teachers to share this. So to start with and to give you some perspective, I just want to tell you a little bit about my journey. I've been involved in martial arts for about 30 years, starting off with Muay Thai in my teens, competing and eventually winning 2 Australian titles. I went on to study Systema, and I've been learning and teaching Systema for 18 years. And also during that time, I've been involved in researching internal martial arts and internal energy. My first encounter with internal work was through Zhan or standing posture. And that was through Mark Cohen and his book called Inside Zhuang. And that taught me the fundamentals of standing, the importance of structure. And although the book went a lot deeper than that, that was the primary thing that I got out of it. And I think this was because I didn't have anything else to compare it to. And I think to really understand what you need to do, you need to have a contrast to know what to feel and what not to feel. I've been practicing standing on and off for a few years, and also standing posture is very important in Systema as well. However, about 12 months ago, a friend of mine introduced me to Rasmus on YouTube. And I watched a lot of his videos and became very interested and intrigued. And also found out there was a guy in Australia called Dinesh Kumar, and he'd been living with and had trained with Rasmus for a year. So I got in touch with Dinesh, and at that time he had just released a course called Learning to Master Life Force Energy. So I bought the course, and literally within a couple of weeks I was able to feel life force energy, understanding a lot more about opening the joints and basically things that I'd heard in other videos regarding internal work. And from Dinesh and his work, and just following the videos, and most of all, I suppose, practicing the exercises that he recommended, I could start to feel this. And I was lucky to have a neighbour who was also one of my students. So I used to just bring him over and we'd practice the exercises and drills. And it didn't take long, probably a couple of months, we were able to understand the structure of opening the joints, stretching the fascia, and being able to hold a lot of force within the structure. And we're also able to bounce people using physical mechanics. Although that wasn't internal, I still felt that we were progressing pretty well. After that, I ended up enrolling in one of Mark Rasmus's online programs, and that was through Vimeo, and it was his Tai Chi program. And it's a very intensive and comprehensive program with over 40 hours of videos covering concepts such as feeling energy, syncing the chi, plus all of your Tai Chi work. It's very deep, and this content literally took Dinesh's teachings to a whole new level. I've been practicing, watching, doing the exercises and practicing with my students. And then I came across Joey Nishad on YouTube, and he totally changed my perception on things. I knew that I had to get in touch with this guy, and so I did, and actually found out that he lived quite close to me. After a few messages, we ended up catching up, chatting, and had coffee with him, and we also finished the day with some teachings. And that was the day that truly opened up what internal energy was, or what I'm calling the internal condition. So although I'd done all these other exercises, it wasn't until I had hands-on experience to feel exactly what I needed to feel was I able to actually replicate it and do the same thing. And Joey was absolutely an awesome teacher, and literally within an hour he was able to help me get to the internal condition quicker, and through his instruction of learning how to open, release, opening more, and creating this rebound effect, or sort of like a blowing up the balls. When someone pushes on you, they literally sort of just rebound off you, and that was literally a massive eye-opener for me. From that point, I came back once again practicing with my students, working on this new material. Also had pulled in a couple of other students as well, so that I could sort of literally teach them what I was learning, and we could all train and advance together. But I really wanted the guys to experience this feeling of this internal condition. I reached out to Joey again to see if he'd be able to come and do some teachings with myself and my students for an hour or so. Joey came, and you can actually see the video on this channel, and I'll put a link below. And that session took everything to a completely new level, literally discovering very small internal changes, and also using the mind to open up space.
The first basic thing you want to work on is to be able to let any force elastically connect to your feet. So what happens is that functionally what the other person is doing is like their force transitions from something that is trying to topple you to something that is trying to stretch you against the ground.
And that stretch is where that release is, that release, heaviness, letting everything drop.
And it was then that I realized that the structure of standing practice doesn't directly transfer to working with a partner or applying pressure. I mean, at the start of the journey, we really focus a lot on the structure, feeling the bones, supporting the body and sensing gravity. And then over time, with the partner exercises, we start to feel what we're supposed to be feeling on the inside, which are things such as releasing the stomach, releasing the back, releasing the lower gooch area. And just when I say releasing tension or releasing, I mean, it's sort of like a type of relaxation, a heaviness that you tap into. And the truth is, you don't really know what you're doing when you're doing it, because it's a strange feeling. But the instruction that I was given was, yes, you've got it. Now just keep doing that. Keep doing that and just keep releasing. And what I found happens was you get stuck between doing the internal release and not trying to use muscular effort. But then after a while, you understand that the more you relax, the more you let go, the more you can actually start to create this internal condition. And then I suppose my point is that over time you can actually rely less on the structure because you have this internal condition that enhances everything. That's a little bit of background, and the reason why I wanted to tell you about this is because I've been searching for many years on how to increase internal force development, feeling chi, feeling energy, different transformations that you've heard in the books. But it wasn't until I came across Dinesh Kumar, Mark Rasmus and Joey Nishad that my eyes were really opened. And since then, I've connected with other students of Mark Rasmus, such as Armand Didi of Chi Skills. And once again, they've got an excellent program. And I find that just about anyone that has trained with Mark Rasmus has a really deep understanding and development of the internal work, even though they may not grasp it intellectually. They felt it, and they've almost received a transformation or a transmission, that feeling of it. And as I said before, once you've felt it, you do it wrong and you go, that's not it. And then you get it right and you go, that's it, that's the right condition again, that's what I need to feel. And that's the feeling that you end up starting to lock in and recreate every time someone touches you. Hope this gives you a bit of insight, guys. I highly recommend checking out Dinesh, Joey's channel, and I'll put the links down below. Remember, this is for people that really want to learn this internal stuff, and in my opinion, Mark Rasmus is number one, and just about any one of his students, and I highly recommend Dinesh, Joey, and guys from Chi Skills, and also Bob from 60 Skills is excellent. I hope you enjoyed this video. Talk soon.